Ambassador Benjamin Quarshie is Ghana's High Commissioner in South Africa. Good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you and our cherished listeners and viewers.
I hope you're well this morning.
We can't complain. Not as we wanted it or we want it to be, but we can't complain.
Do you feel like this is a baptism of fire for you? Barely a year, or maybe less than a year into the post, you're having to deal with this situation and in a manner that has not been done in years. How does it feel?
Well, I think that is a challenging and a very difficult situation to find yourself in. But I believe that we have to work together to, actualize what diplomacy is all about. These are some of the things that come out from diplomacy. These are some of the things that you face, especially when you are dealing with your compatriots, your fellow citizens in another country. Like you indicated, it's been overwhelming. But one thing I know is that the Ghanaian people are primary concern. The Ghanaian people are those that we are here to serve. And if they are not happy, we are not happy. So we're doing everything possible in our stride to ensure that the Ghanaian is happy in this country.
And now let's go back to what the problem you are trying to solve is. So because you've arrived at this point where you are seeing increasingly more and more people registering to return to Ghana. Exactly, give us an idea what the problem is that the solution is becoming. Let as many as can come, let them return.
Well, I think that economic activity has come to a standstill. South Africans have now decided that they will take the laws into their own hands. They'll go closing down legitimate businesses. They'll go about threatening people who are in the country legally. They go about letting everybody know that they don't even respect authority, so much so that when their governments and top officials have made statements that we believe should have brought the matter to a complete stop, it's still the same thing. And so it's challenging. That is why the Ghanaian feel, you know how Ghanaians are. They're here to work genuinely. So once those genuine jobs are taken away from them, it becomes difficult for them to continue staying in this country. And also the commentary that comes with the arrogance, the commentary that our brothers and sisters in South Africa are exhibiting now, it's challenging for anybody to accept it and stay with them.
Who have you found are the ones who are mostly targeted by this kind of, we'll call it xenophobia over time? Which group? Because yourself, you spend a sizable amount of time in South Africa yourself. Who are most likely to be targeted?
Well, they want to target foreigners. When they say foreigners, you want to believe that there are Israelis, there are US citizens, there are Canadian citizens who should be classified as foreigners. Lexicon, they only classify their fellow Black Africans as foreigners. So it's towards Black Africans. And like I indicated, it's a shame that we've come to this point in a bilateral arrangements with South Africa, because Africa's stood for them. Africa gave them everything without anybody funding them from Europe or from the USA. Now the challenge and this continues to disturb our people, because perhaps you don't look like them. I don't know how they're able to find out. Then they want to molest you. Then they want to harass you. And so nobody feels safe in this circumstances.
Nobody, because the suggestion some have made is that the poorer you are in terms of when you are down the ladder, the more likely you are to be a subject of this kind of attack. But if you are a Ghanaian working in South Africa in a very good job, most likely you are spared somehow. Are you finding that those are the people who are the most affected, the average day-to-day person or Ghanaian in South Africa or Zimbabwean in South Africa?
Oh yes, it's the average person. It's the average person who has a small business that they are operating. Most of them into retail business. Most of the Ghanaian brothers and sisters we have are into beauty salons and others. They are the ones that are being targeted. They are the ones that are being called names. There are big companies that are supposed to employ people in South Africa, but they don't go after those. They only come after those who have small businesses, and also in those small businesses, as entrepreneurs, they are there to teach South African ladies how to go about their beauty salon businesses. So it's quite a shame that these are the category of people that they go after.
Is there a particular area where this is predominant, or is the entire South Africa?
No, then South Africa is it's spreading all over the entire South Africa, in all the provinces. Now they don't even notify anybody before they embark on the demonstration. The only thing you see is that they are on the streets, they are closing shops, they are taking keys belonging to legitimate business owners from them and giving it to their locals. So it's a widespread situation of the whole of South Africa.
And so far, have we had, because one of the biggest concerns over the years has been the physical attacks on people, to the extent that some people have been killed in this kind. Have we had any incidents of a Ghanaian losing his life or a Ghanaian being severely injured as a result of some level of physical attack?
We have a Ghanaian who has been injured, went into ICU, but she's finally help. We have no Ghanaian casualty in terms of death. That has been recorded. It's other countries have recorded deaths, and I think that in as much as no Ghanaian is dead, we sympathize with other countries who have their nationals being killed by this barbaric act, this xenophobic way of our brothers and sisters from South Africa.
Well, that's a lot to be grateful for. The lady in question, will she be part of those who are returning to Ghana?
No, she's still in the hospital.
She's still okay.
She'll be part. Yes. She'll be part of the second batch, hopefully.
Okay. And yourself, we understand you have had to take out, you are threatening legal action against, is it a mayor in one of the provinces? Is that accurate?
Yes.
What is it over?
That's true. A mayor who just takes the he just literally he goes to shop owners, Ghanaian shop owners, close their shops, takes their key, and give it to locals, saying that he's giving it to locals. So there's nothing you should. I don't think we are in a banana republic. You don't do that. There are ways of doing things. So we've threatened legal action. In fact, we've initiated and rolled out the legal action. He's giving a deadline I'm thinking the deadline is passed on Wednesday, indicating that he doesn't want to see any foreigner in his jurisdiction. We wait to see, but I can tell you assuredly that we've taken legal action against him.
That must be problematic, because this is the kind of person perhaps you'll be relying on to ensure that they uses the law enforcement agencies to bring ordinary South Africans to book. If this person is involved, this must be a matter of huge concern to you, and you may be wondering how many more mayors will finally start to be part of the problem.
Exactly my point. That's what I'm trying to say. That he should have known better. He should be a custodian of the law. We should expect that he will rather ensure that things are done in a very right manner. But this is the same person who is flouting the law and doing the unthinkable. I think that we discourage this. We want them to understand that you can't take the laws into your own hands and treat people from other countries. I think we doing what we have to do, reporting them to the EU. All the ambassadors of Africa has boycotted them African Day, because there's nothing to celebrate as African if they continue to chase away the African brothers and sisters.
You're boycotting their celebration of the African Day.
Yes, all ambassadors from Africa have boycotted anything to do with their African Day. We are not interested. We are not going because we don't see the Pan African that we are preaching in anything that they do. So we don't want to take chances.
Hmm. This might be quite sad because you've had the opportunity of having a conversation with the president himself. You're saying so far you've seen little action to convince you to still believe in that there's a goodwill there to solve the problem.
No, so what is it that we will be happy about if the directive of the president are not being respected, if the directive of the president, I just brush aside. It's difficult that we take his words as it is. Under normal circumstances, when your head of state speaks, when your president speaks, we believe that it should carry weight. It should let people think twice. But unfortunately, in South Africa, after the president spoke, you see all these developers going on social media saying that foreigners should leave the country by to say, we don't care about the president. We'll take the laws into our own hands. And today, not even a single person has been arrested. So it gives us that motion that government is complicit, or government is doing little to absolutely nothing in ensuring that we bring these perpetrators to book. I'm sure if they were cracking the whip, they were arresting people, they were prosecuting people who are engaged in this barbaric act, we shouldn't be where we are today.
Now, as how you taking on the authorities in a manner which you're trying to do in collaboration with your other African ambassadors, the move that has been made is to open the for those Ghanaians who are interested to return to Ghana to do so. When you started, initially announced this, did you see a lot of interest? And what has happened subsequently to make a lot more people say, I will join them?
Well, I think that there's a political undertone to whatever is happening. You can't run away from that. But again, these are domestic matters. We don't want to involve our mouths in. But if you look at the trend over the years, this xenophobia attacks always happen when they are about assembly elections, and this again is something that is. But you see, this crop of demonstrators, they are fully funded. We don't know who is funding them. They do as they please. They don't ask for money from anybody. So you clearly see that there's a political machination behind it. And I think that whoever is doing that should know that you are not doing anybody any good. You are rather tarnishing the image of your country, and everybody across the world would disassociate themselves from you if that is the case.
Now you're saying 800 people. What are the numbers now of Ghanaians who have registered to return?
We are still registering them, but as of yesterday, we had 800 plus people. We that a lot more will want to go. Currently, there's another group of almost 100 that wants to go. So the numbers will go up. The numbers will go up.
Mm-hmm. And what's the plan now? Because last week you're supposed to have the first batch come into country. What was the problem then, and has it been resolved? And what's the plan moving forward?
No, it's been an administrative challenge. It's not that we couldn't make it. We couldn't get things that we were supposed to get on time. But now, currently, the Department of Home Affairs and Border Management Authorities are ensuring that we are screening our people for them to leave. So I can assure you that on Wednesday at 6 a.m., the first batch of 300 Ghanaians will depart South Africa from the Lanseria Airport to Accra. And subsequent narrative as to the following, what details we need for the following day or for the following week, the transfer of the other compatriots. So we'll be doing it in a batch of 300 each year.
And what are the assurances to the people? I'm sure you've been engaging them. They are returning to this country. Most of them have built their lives away in South Africa for so many years. what are you trying to do to make it easier for them to integrate into the country? I realize that you and the Foreign Affairs Minister have been working very, very closely.
Yes, we have been. I can assure you that the government, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, is going to ensure that they are properly reintegrated into the Ghanaian society. Like you said, it will be challenging that somebody who has been here for 5, 10, 15, 20 years to easily adjust to the Ghanaian system. It's strange that most of the people who are going home are so optimistic that, look, home is home. We are sure that when we get home, something will be done. They'll become better people. They'll become people who would be of substance to their families. And so basically, not all of them are agitated, or not all of them feel sad that they are going home. I can tell you that 90% of them are happy going home.
And I'm looking at the post of your minister, the Foreign Affairs Minister. He says, "I told Ghanaians in South Africa, your government has got you." Do they believe this message when you tell them?
They do, 100%. They do. They are so happy. They knew that they know very well that we have a president who cares about them. They know very well that there's a reset agenda. The country is witnessing most change economically. And so they want to take advantage of the opportunity. They want to take advantage of the situation, going home and ensuring that they are reintegrated into the Ghanaian society very well. And then if anytime they want to travel, they will now get the sense of the fact that when you travel, you should go to a country where you have your legal documents, where you are regularized in that country, where you are documented in that country. I think that is the whole aim of us trying to alert our citizens that being in a country without documentation is very difficult. It's a difficult one. Yes.
When would the first batch leave South Africa?
Like I indicated, they are leaving on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, great. I want to conclude
the day after tomorrow.
Okay, I want to conclude with you by asking you. I'm sure you've heard many stories over the period. In fact, there are some Ghanaians who've spoken to us who have been impressed by the way which you've acted in this office. They say for the first time, it feels like the High Commission has opened its arms and is there for them. So I'm sure they are open when they are talking to you about their experiences. What's the saddest story you've ever heard speaking to them?
I think the saddest one I've heard, it's a gentleman who over the years have worked so hard, opened a school, an elementary school in South Africa. He's been working so closely with government. He's been working so closely with communist the government to one day wake up and say that they are revoking his license. And this is somebody who had invested a lot of money into this business. And so it's very disheartening knowing that, genuinely somebody wants to work and then through illegal they want to take those businesses away from the people. It is a sad spectacle sometimes when you look at the situation and when the Minister of Foreign Affairs has asked me to do, and that is exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.